Okay. Hi, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this. Ah. Mm, 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 mm. Thank you, guys. Hi. GDC, how are you? How are you guys? Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. Um, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. Thank you, guys. I just want to share a few things. It's been a while since we were discussing and talking. Just want to share a few things. I might be bringing some people uh, on here to discuss with us, um, just to discuss a few things. Just discuss a few things. There you go. Thank you, Makumbe, Madao, Mangoma, Moyo. Uh, thank you so much. All right. Lately, we've been discussing a lot um, around making use of technology to the best of our abilities to try and make life better, because life as we knew it has significantly changed, um, and it changed um, much quicker than we expected. We were forced to move to new territories that we have been contemplating about for a while, and we're then forced to then move much faster. So, firstly, I'd want to thank everybody who's been participating in empowering people, sharing ideas on how we can um, make the best of technology. Um, and like I said, I'm gonna be bringing a few guys in to for a discussion. It's not gonna take long. And I would want to also take this opportunity to say well done and congratulations to all the pastors who took up the task and improved their broadcasts and also implemented new things that they were not familiar with. And I'm glad that I see a lot of improvements. I see people are there are other ideas that people are implementing, which are quite great. I've seen a lot of online revivals coming through. Please just send me a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. Just send me a comment. I'm not going to be here for long. Just wanted to discuss a few things quickly, and then we'll catch up a bit later. Catch up a bit later. If you can just hear me loud and clearly, please just drop me a comment. If my sound is fine and my stream is fine, please just drop me a comment. And yeah, so quickly, just as a quick recap, when we started these things, we initially had challenges around streaming. What do you do when you want to stream? We had, of course, two scenarios: a scenario of a first-time streamer and a scenario of those that had equipment and didn't know what to do with the equipment. And Unfortunately, most of the people were first-time streamers, and we found ourselves stuck in the house. And when we were used to having our technical guys and media guys work with us, and we had to think around ways of making things work. And one of the things that I would want to say, whether you're a blogger, you're a pastor, or you're a musician, um, the Facebook Stream Direct is one of the best that you can actually use if you don't have a lot of things to incorporate. So if it's just you and you want to do a single stream, I would really, really encourage, before you even use third-party softwares, I would really, really, really encourage that you go straight to Facebook. It's very good in terms of its video capture. It's also very good in terms of its sound capture. You would see that a direct Facebook Live video is got a much better feed and much better quality than when we use third-party softwares. But however, as it comes, you would realize that maybe sometimes you want to incorporate a few things in terms of maybe incorporating people, incorporating a few extra components, like your designs in the case of Facebook frames. So you see the need for you to then engage in using third-party softwares. Thank you, Noel Tatenda Mureza, for your comment. Thank you. So you see the need to use third-party softwares. However, it's also a bit tricky when you do not have the resources. Most of the people, they find themselves stuck with cell phones alone. You're stuck with a cell phone, make use of the cell phone. But if you have a laptop, then you can actually make your streams better. You can make your streams more interactive. Right now, like I said before, we've used a number of third-party softwares in terms to stream, and most of the times people may not even have realized which software I was using. BeLive, OBS, and StreamYard. But this is a personal opinion for those that know about OBS and vMix. This is a personal opinion. When it comes to live streams, there's always a delay when you're working with OBS and when you're working with vMix, and you need to make sure that you've got a very good laptop, a powerful laptop to summarize it in terms of your processor speed and your RAM, your memory, because this is video rendering. It's not even picture, it's not even text. So a laptop that was fast for watching movies does not necessarily mean that it's going to be fast for video rendering. It's like video editing per se, just that now we are putting it straight live. So I still encourage it if you want to give a more professional look. However, over time, I've realized that in as much as we are trying to incorporate new things, if you are new to this thing, I really, really encourage that you go pre-recording route. It gives you some flexibility to retake if you needed to retake, gives you some flexibility to brand if you need to do so. And it also gives you flexibility to deal with the quality. You see that sometimes the network acts up, and this is across the divide. It's not even in one specific country. I've dealt with people from different and various countries. It's not necessarily about a country. It's just about connectivity. It may be my connectivity, it may be their connectivity. So when you deal with pre-recorded videos, you've got some control. Mostly it's going to be the only effect of the network is when you're uploading it. And when you then start streaming, it's much better. So whether you're streaming a song, whether you're streaming a sermon, whether you're streaming a discussion, pre-recording works very well. It does work very well. Of course, then there's then the element where maybe sometimes when we overdo it, it will leave that essence of the liveliness. When we say we are live, our assumption is you're live. So we want to see the real you. So yeah, you still need to try and manage that you don't overdo it in terms of that. For the next couple of minutes, I just want to encourage everybody who is interested in streaming and would want to stream. For now, I really recommend that you go StreamYard. One of the reasons why I recommend StreamYard is because you can do a whole lot of things with the free version. You can actually have a production with the free version. You can have live discussions. Zoom is got a challenge because you have to pay for a license. But you can actually go with StreamYard, use your laptop, use your cell phone. If you don't have more resources to work with. A laptop, like we discussed before with other guys, it gives you stability in terms, like now I'm using a laptop. So I want to encourage you to use StreamYard. You don't have to pay for it. It doesn't matter that it keeps a logo at the top. It doesn't matter. But it will give you some level of flexibility. You can experiment with the software until you're comfortable enough. If you want to pay, then you can pay. If you have any questions that you'd want me to address now in the next 5 minutes, please just type them in the comment section. I would just want to see who I have. I can just bring, today I just want to do, if I can just bring anyone randomly into the studio. It would be, I've experimented with StreamYard, I've experimented with Zoom, OBS, vMix, and I think I'll settle for StreamYard. Whilst, of course, I'm still working with the other softwares, I'll settle for StreamYard. So if you have any question that you have, I've received questions around the branding, Facebook, if you're doing Facebook Direct. Yeah, I think we had a discussion around that. Pastor Godwin Chirume at some point addressed that, and he's got a tutorial on his YouTube channel that shows how you can upload a Facebook frame. I think the challenge may be in terms of the design, but there are online resources where you can actually design a frame. The frame needs to be in a PNG format, not a JPEG format. And if it's in PNG format, then you can upload it. Just follow his tutorials. They're pretty good and straight to the point. And you can at least cover your legs with the frame, like the bottom there that says sponsored by Exclusive Solutions. In Facebook, it's called a frame. And then in other softwares, it's called an overlay. So you can have an overlay in OBS, you can have an overlay in vMix, you can even have an overlay in Zoom. Quite exciting. I tested overlays. You can integrate vMix and Zoom such that the video is coming from Zoom, from vMix, but you are broadcasting on Zoom. So you can actually write your name like what I did at the bottom in Zoom and make sure that you've got good presentation. And yeah, and lately there's also been the issue of premiering. I shared a post, it's pretty simple. I shared a post around that. You can then bring a pre-recorded video live. It's called premiering. It's also available in YouTube. And as I conclude, I know maybe for some people it's overwhelming, but if you're a preacher, if you're an artist, if you're someone who is going to deal with a lot of people, and you're going to deal with a lot of streams and even posts. I again encourage you to convert your profile into a page. There is also some resources on Pastor GC Jerome as well, YouTube channel. Convert into a page. It works for you. YouTube pays for videos that are watched because they put their address there. So does Facebook. But we'll discuss about this in the next segment. For today, I just wanted to come back to you guys and have a chat. Thank you everybody who joined me. If you've got questions, please inbox your questions. I'm going to be doing a video next week where we'll do step by step. Thank you, Bishop Mpoperi. One of the things that I want everybody to understand, this is not a hype. This is not something that is going to die down. Times have changed. They are, especially for preachers and artists, you have now reached audiences across continents. And there are those that love your content. You cannot stop even when church is open. You cannot stop. It won't work. This is going to be a new way of life. So now it is time that you perfect it. Of course, I would want to encourage everyone who is within this industry, ministry, and art. I know people would be quite excited as soon as the lockdown is lifted to try and buy equipment and everything. I don't think it's a good idea. I think I'm better positioned to talk about this. I don't think it's a good idea to rush and start trying to buy equipment for live videos and what. I think before you start doing that, for some of us, those that know us, that have known me, this was just an opportunity probably for people to know more about myself. But we've been in this game for more than 10 years. And one way that I think really works, if you don't want to get frustrated, don't buy equipment because someone has forced you to. Make use of what you have for now. Let's see if we stretch what you have. When you begin to see it coming and making sense, when you begin to build your audience, you can then start improving. Because there are people who are going to buy equipment and they end up being frustrated because you cannot use the full capacity of it. Or you may not even find people who are so good to use it. So I think let's just work with what we have now. Build a budget over time, build your profile, build your content. It's important that you build your content. When we watch, it's very trying times, the times that we are in. We are now exposed to a wide range of ministers and artists in a short space of time. So if you're going to survive on this online thing, you need to put your ducks in a row. But ultimately, I spoke to one of these guys that I was working with. Ultimately, when you go live, whether it's Premiere or whether it's live video, I'm saying this as a concerned Christian. Don't worry about how many views you have in the first go. Don't worry about that. You build those things. Don't worry whether you have 2, you have 1, you have 0. It doesn't matter. People will end up watching. They'll watch. We've seen it. Don't worry. And after not worrying, of course, I'm not saying bring anything, just bring any stuff there. Give good content. People will start referring each other. That's number 1. Number 2, be consistent. Please be consistent in terms of the times that you're going to stream. Be consistent. If you say you are going to stream at 10 o'clock and you realize that it's now 10:15 without streaming, it's okay to type a message on Facebook and say, please bear with us. will be coming shortly, right? Because for some of you, you may take this for granted. You've got admirers. I'm one of your admirers. When you say you're going live, I'm one guy who also wants to come and to support you and see what you're doing. And I do not just come simply just to criticize. I also come to learn, both in your content and maybe in the way that you're doing things. It also helps me also maybe when we do these videos to see what issues we can address. I also encourage you guys to. There's one guy. He sent that message and I liked it. I said you nailed it. Support other preachers. Watch other preachers. Watch other artists. Support them. When you go to view their things, leave a like, leave a comment, because you're gonna want it. You don't just do it for you getting it back, but that's how the community is. If you come to watch my video, drop me a like, drop me a comment. One day you're gonna need my endorsement here and there. At least I know we've built a community. So do not be dismayed when you see 50 views or 2 live views or 2 likes. Don't worry about that. We've built content over time. I'm saying for me, at least what I remember is I've been doing these things for the past 10 years. And we've built something quite significant, both locally and abroad. But it took time. Well, we were not in a rush then, but it took time. So I'm saying we are losing a lot of good content because people get discouraged. They get discouraged because no one has been watching, no one has been commenting, no one has been liking. Doesn't matter. Right now, we've got a lot of people who are doing live videos. When these things die down, we are going to sit down and probably watch your content. I've seen sermons that have been preached 5 years ago resurfacing and making an impact. If you believe in what you're doing, continue doing it and be consistent. And one other thing that this is quite, I'm just about to finish in a couple of minutes. This is quite a controversial issue, but I just want to bring it to everyone's attention, everyone who is watching now, who is going to watch later. All of a sudden, every artist and every preacher and every motivational speaker, probably myself included, has forgotten the language that they are comfortable with. And everybody, because they want to go international, they are speaking in English. My apologies for saying this, but for some of us, that English language is not yet good enough. Tichitaura Neshona, you would realize that in as much as I've got a following of people from other nations, my largest following is from people from my country of origin who understand my language. So in as much as, yes, we are trying to reach to the international France, vanhu vari ku-UK yo ava vamurikuda kusvikira vazhinji vacho mazimbabweans ende shona iyo vanoinzwa. Vanhu vari kuaustralia nevanhu vari kusouth africa vatinoda kutaura navo, most of your following mazimbabweans and shona yacho vanoinzwa. So I'm just trying to say there are great preachers that I've heard, very great. There are great artists that I've heard, but when they try to use, especially on a platform like this, a live platform, a lot of us are still new to it. We are still learning the etiquette of it. And I want to encourage you, in as much as you are going to use English or any other language, please communicate in a language that you are comfortable with so that your communication becomes effective. Kana nyange ukataura chirungu ukanzwa zvichida kubuda pamwe neshona, musatye amadzangu. and ndiri kufunga kuti musamba manyanya kuchida chirungu achina kushata, but are you comfortable? How have you been expressing yourself before? You know, this platform, ladies and gentlemen, it's a huge platform. It doesn't matter you have 5 likes or you have 6 views, but unless otherwise you delete it, and be careful even when you delete it. For some of us who have mirroring sites, we may have downloaded this thing or we may have shared it to other things. So maybe you just delete it from where you know, but it's replicated on various other sites. So I'm just saying, if I'm not saying it's bad, and this could use a language that you are comfortable with. That's number one. Number two, also preach in a way that you are comfortable with. If you are preaching, kana uri wekumira chingoparidza wakamira uchitenda kuti ndinobuda zvakamira, kana uchitenda kuti uri mudzidzisi uchigona kugara pasi, gara pasi. And also in terms of when we broadcast our things, I think for those that watched some of the broadcasts that I did before, it depends on what you are. If you're a teacher, if you're a preacher. If you believe you're a preacher, I'm just saying, assuming you're not a bachelor or you're staying by yourself, you create your own mini audience in the house. It will help you to, when you want to say amen, which just wrote on our Pinterest, it will help you to put power to that live. And this this gospel we are preaching, these teachings you are giving us, we are appreciating them and we are taking them seriously, not even as entertainment. Anyway, my time is up. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you again. I'm going to be having, my apologies, I'm going to be having the talk show. I'm going to talk to pastors and business people, artists, and everybody else who can bring a positive influence and impact to our society, both now and going forward. So we are running one of the revivals, and I've been quite tied up, but I thank God that I see a lot of preachers appreciating this technology. They are improving. Because nobasara vashoma vachiri kushandisa phone iri paportrait instead of landscape, auto-rotate, but vashoma you'll see quite an improvement. Vazhinji vakushandisawo Facebook frames for those that are doing Facebook Direct. Vakushandisawo StreamYard, vakushandisawo Zoom, vakuitawo online revivals, kuita discussions. My hope is we impact this world, we fill it with positivity, we encourage each other, we support each other. Kaona streams evamwe share stream yevamwe handiti kana washare kana wakuda kuzoitawo stream yako announcewo kuti uri kuita rini, usazongereka newaita announce kuti uri kuita rini and for how long. So that totenga data zvinokwana. Thank you so much, Rabbi B. Denga. Thank you, everybody. We'll chat again. Just keep watching the page. We're going to bring some exciting things. This thing is not going to stop, I say again, simply because the lockdown is over. The lockdown just necessitated the speed in it. But thank you so much, and God bless you. If you need anything, if you want to give me ideas and suggestions for improvement, I'm always willing to learn and to listen to you. Please inbox me. And as I conclude, please, it doesn't matter kuti uri kutsva sei mumwoyo mako handiti. Kana usati waenda palive, prepare, test, prepare again and test, and prepare again and test. Testa kusvika zvaita, uye bvunzawo vanhu vanoziva, not necessarily myself, but even fellow people that you've seen do it. Bvunzai. God bless you. Till we meet again. I'm out.